Welcome back to a new video. So this was my workout from last Saturday, I believe, and it was the at least planned heavy day of the week as far as snatches and clean jerks go, but clean jerks didn't really go that well, and really both the lifts didn't really go fantastic, and a lot of that's just because I felt really slow on this day, and a lot of that slowness is brought upon just through doing a lot of work during the week. So I'm not really that disappointed because I lifted basically how I felt, which was very accurate. I only feel bad about a session like this if I feel really good, then I lift bad. But basically, I mean, you see I did 40 twice, and I almost never do that, and I went right to 50. I'm doing things that aren't necessarily completely out of the ordinary, but things I wouldn't normally do. And even, moving these lighter weights, I just felt slower than normal. So, it's something that happens on these days. Now, I'm still very happy with this session because I was able to get a lot of productive work in. So snatches, I was able to get up to 115. Then I missed 120, and you'll kind of see that slowness manifest with that 120 attempt where I missed it behind, but it just kind of crashed down on me. I didn't really have a chance to even try to stabilize it. And then with clean jerks, I did 130, then took way too big of a jump up to 145 and missed the jerk, which is just because I just wasn't very strong on this day. But after doing the weightlifting specific work, I did a 5x3 at 140 with the back squat, which I was very happy with. I was doing them kind of in the Pat Mendez style, where you do them basically at triples, but you do them as quickly as possible. So you're not spending time in between reps trying to catch your breath or whatever. You're trying to get the set done as quick as possible. And it kind of has two different benefits. One, it allows you to keep tension on your legs a little bit more, and it also forces you to at least try to move a little bit faster with all the reps. And also, I find that it also has the benefit of allowing you to kind of groove. And there's the 120 that smashed down on me. I had no business trying that on this day. But it also has the other benefit of allowing you to kind of find the groove of the squat, if that makes sense. Because the weights are light, because you're moving faster between reps, you kind of just go into a position that is more natural, or at least feels good. And so then it allows you to, at least in my case, feel like you're squatting a little bit better. But the 140 for 5 sets of 3 was very easy. I was pleasantly surprised that after not feeling good for snatch and clean jerks, that squats actually felt good. And the weight's light, 140 is not very heavy for a back squat for me, but I was still pleasantly surprised because I typically don't do much squats after the max day of the week. But I guess this day certainly wasn't really a max day, but at least like the planned heavy day, I should say. After I did the back squats, the 5x3, I did some, jerk dip squats or jerk dip concentrics. I don't even know. You'll kind of see them. They're a little bit different than the Chinese style, a little bit deeper, and just trying to work on that concentric portion of the jerk and just work on that portion in both the upper back tension and also the leg drive portion of it. Are they entirely useful and beneficial? I don't really know. They felt challenging, and I think that's good enough. And they're, something I can add in on a day like this where I have the time. And it's not something I'm going to probably add in very frequently during the week, just because the load that you have to get up to. I guess I only did up to 180, so it wasn't like I was, putting 20 plates on the bar. But the setup isn't the most optimal, or at least the easiest. It's actually a little bit easier when I'm actually at the gym, and I'll just leave that clip in if you walk in, turn off the camera. But it's a little bit easier at the gym because the J hooks that are there on the rack actually stick out a little bit further than the other J hooks. So if you look at the right at the other cage, the ones with a little white on it, those ones, they work fine. I've used them for 99% of my training. But the J hooks that are in front of me, the black ones, I don't know what brand they are, but they extend out a little bit more. And that black mat where I'm walking in, I'm actually able to stand normally on the wood platform and not need to have part of my foot on that rubber mat, which for most squats and whatnot isn't that big of a deal. It's it's a small incline, but I see here I was able to throw that mat down, and it's the same size as that, and just have it be in the same spot. And the only reason I threw that down was just in case my front feet were there, but I theoretically would have been able to not have that there at all, but I just didn't want to have that be a possibility and to be able to push forward a little bit more. But it is one nice thing about the J hook, so I really didn't need the mat, but it just kind of made it work a little bit better. But these are really challenging. I felt like I moved extremely slow on the way up, and kind of makes sense because the weights were really heavy relative to a jerk. I tried to do some that were kind of slow eccentrics, but it's really difficult for me in that front squat position to do that. And when I got up to this 175, I was doing reps here, and I'm not sure how many reps I ended up doing. I think I did like 4. We'll see what I did. So that was what, 2? And so I did 2 sets there, and then I did a hold at 180. And like I said, I don't know how beneficial these will be, but I feel like they're something that's kind of nice to add like once a week. I don't think they'll hurt at all, and if anything, they'll make my front rack feel a little bit better. I lost count. I think I ended up doing 5. 4 or 5. I guess someone he made it this far, someone can tell me, but I did 2 sets at this 175, and if I do these, I do want to keep them at this weight if I'm doing at least repetitions, and then maybe like one extra one that's a little bit heavier. But I want to keep these similar to what I would be able to A, front squat, and B, also do like a theoretical jerk with. Like doing these with, say, 200 kilos, they might be helpful in some sense, but they're not really going to be have the potential to have as much carryover because they're not as close to what my actual jerk is. So the position is going to change. It's very similar to if I do like a max deadlift, it's not really going to carry over to my clean just because the weight is so much different than what I would do with a clean. And it's almost, for a lot of my cleans, it's close to 50% if I'm doing a max deadlift and doing like a 150 clean, if I'm able to do a 300 on a particular day. But here's the last set, and I forget, because it's been so long since I've done the training session, I forget what accessories I did, but because it's Saturday, I always do a lot, and that's why I'm doing these front racks. I have all the time in the world, but I got quite a bit of work done, and I think overall, if I do a 5x3 squat, I feel like that's a productive session on any day of the week. But anywho, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you made it this far, and if you did, I appreciate it, and if not, that's alright, but I'll talk to you all in the next video, and hope you all have a great day. Peace.